I'm Humana.
Where's the camera? I'm Lane.
I'm Cole.
I'm Allie.
And I'm Kelsey.
And we're the girls of Delta Alpha Sigma Chi,
a feminist sorority. And as feminists, we often wonder what it is that us girls make basically nothing in comparison to our male counterparts.
It's because of the gender wage gap.
The gender wage gap is basically the difference between the average earnings of men compared to the average earnings of women.
Which, as numerous studies have found, means that men make much more than women in the workplace.
Which is totally not cool. So today we'll be reporting back to you the numbers and stuff that we collected with our super cool poll on the gender wage gap. Yay!
So before we did our research, we didn't know very much about the gender wage gap.
Yeah, exactly. So we were like, do other people actually know stuff about this? They should.
Totally. So it was perfect for us to make our poll about.
Yeah, so we made some of our questions opinion questions. Oh, is this the kind of question we're gonna ask? What's your favorite color? Baby pink, or hot pink? Sorta. More do you think the gender wage gap even exists? Academic stuff like that. Okay, but what about the rest of the questions?
Well, besides asking people stuff like their age, gender, political party, demographic stuff like that, we also asked questions that had a right and a wrong answer.
Why'd we do that? I hate getting stuff wrong and I hate tests.
To see if people know about the gender wage gap, duh. When people got questions like, how much on average do women make in comparison to men wrong, we knew they probably didn't know that much about the gender wage gap or the typical experience of women in the workplace.
Okay, so if someone thinks women make the same as men, they just don't know any better. Pretty much, yeah. But it's not to say that they'll never know any better. With questions like that, we get to see a typical view of what people in our community think women are getting paid. And since we had our friends, family, and coworkers take the survey, it's based on people we only know in the area, right?
Yes, girl!
So what'd we even find out?
Well, let's get into it.
Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. But we're in a library now, so shh, we have to be quiet. I mean, of course, the question we had to ask while polling was, does the wage gap exist? A lot of people could have different views on it. 6.5% of our pollers said it didn't exist. So why does wage gap happen? There's occupational differences, like how women get to be nurses and secretaries and receptionists. But these jobs get paid less, and they're more female-dominated. But why are they more female-dominated? Because of these gender roles. Shh. Anyways, another reason for the wage gap is societal expectation of women, like motherhood. It's kind of hard. And when society is telling you you have to be the sole caretaker for your family, it's going to be difficult to actually provide for them. And in this economy, men can't be the sole breadwinners. So yeah, although gender-based pay discrimination has been illegal since 1963, when has that ever stopped the big guys at the top?
You need to leave.
So let's get specific. Are women getting paid more? Are we getting paid fairly? Are you getting paid fairly?
I can answer that. According to the results of our poll, most people said that they talk about salary only some of the time, with most being women. This suggests that women are more conscientious of how much they are being paid in comparison to men, and men do not feel like they need to talk about it. Most of the women who took our survey reported that they either experienced gender-based discrimination in the workplace or were unsure if they had, while nearly all of the men in our survey said no. Women in unions make 89 cents for every dollar that a man who is not in a union makes. That would mean that if a man made $100,000 a year, a woman in a union would only make $89K. Also, only 31% of all executive positions are held by women across all different kinds of jobs. Strong women are overlooked underpaid and overworked, and especially when they're doing a
Anyways, you want to talk about strong women? You can't forget about moms. 70% of women with babies are working, which means 30% aren't. So can you believe that California employers are not required to provide paid maternity leave? All that mothers are legally entitled to is their paid time off, which is already crazy. But what happens after maternity leave? When your kid gets sick, when you have to take your kids to doctor's appointments, when you have to make them dinner? 60% of our pollers thought that having children wouldn't decrease employment, but how could it not with all these expectations that mothers have to go through? Employers don't want to...
Mommy!
Not now, honey. Being a mother, am I right or am I right? Anyways, employers don't want to work around a mother's schedule, so it's just easier to hire people that aren't mothers.
We're not completely powerless, though. There's all kinds of things girls can... Sorry, I'm back. Hey!
Yeah, we need you to come into work today.
Oh, it's my day off.
That doesn't matter. We need you to come in.
Why don't you just ask Crystal to come in, Brad? Don't you pay her like 11% less than me anywhere?
I mean, you're not supposed to know.
Know that? Yeah, we talked about it. We actually talk all the time. You know, we do the same job. You should really pay her the same. She does a really good job. Okay, bye, Brad.
Wait, no, I still...
See, that's what we can do about it. When we talk to each other, we can get like so much done. We can make sure our bosses aren't screwing us over and fight for equality just by dishing about our salaries. And what's like really sad is that in our poll, almost 25% of people said they never talk to their coworkers about how much money they're making. Like, girl, come on.
I bet that Chad in the cubicle across from you, who spends half his shift playing solitaire, is making crazy moolah, while you're staying late and making less.
So girl, get out there and start talking about your salary. And not just for you, for your fellow girls. Did you know that on average, women ages 16 to 24 make 7% less than their male coworkers? Some places will even pay female employees different salaries for the same job title. That's why it's so important that even right now, just by us Delta, Kappa, Iota, Chi girls talking about it, we're making a difference. Information is power, girls, so let's get loud. Sorry, I'm getting another call.
What is this newfangled technology? Oh, never mind. I think we are forgetting about a certain population here. Almost 20% of our respondents were over the age of 60. While we are stereotyped to be quite conservative, Republican baby boomers, all of our respondents were Democrats who believed in the gender wage gap. However, we got the most responses wrong, meaning that our hearts are in the right place, but we don't have the proper education on the gender wage gap. That's right. This is probably due to the fact that most of us are retired. We haven't been in the workplace. Calm yourself. Anyways, our conservative leanings showed the most in questions regarding maternity leave. Many of our respondents of over the age of 60 said that women should only get maternity leave less than 9 months, including pregnancy. What a bunch of bollocks. Don't you think that's bollocks, Ollie? Yes, it's bollocks, Mummy.
Overall, I think we learned a lot.
Not only did we find out what people know about the gender wage gap,
We found out how they really feel about it. And we know some small but really effective steps to get us talking about the issue and try to find solutions.
And we covered a lot of important demographics.
And we learned so much more just by doing research to make our poll. It wasn't perfect, though.
Like, for example, we didn't get any responses from Republicans because we only surveyed people we know, and we don't know many Republicans.
And it's hard to account for all the outside factors that affected our very small poll. Next time we can try to account for stuff like that, even if it is pretty difficult.
Ah!